that it's not being as kosher as people would expect. I remember very vividly in this state when I was much younger, having people from the village come, and then there's a community presence. They sit down, they give them drink. You don't come, you don't find work. This person, no person, no person, no. Make them help you find work. May they give you this, may they give you that, and they meet sometimes once every 2 months, once every 3 months, sometimes even every 6 months. It's I look forward to the communal associations. They have them in Canada, they have them in the UK, they have them everywhere. The diasporas, they are there. But these support systems have taken a bit of a micking in recent times. My question this morning: how supportive are Nigerians of each other abroad? There are stories of Nigerians who went to a city and they didn't know anybody. It was somebody who just heard, I'm a Niger, I'm a Yoruba, or you're from my place. Are you serious? You are Izo? You are Igbo? Come. And they house them. They keep them for 2 months, 3 months. Some are even staying in some people's houses for a year before they found their feet. And there are great stories like that. We want to hear more. But we also heard of people, for example, those who went to Dubai back in 2019 and 2022, who were sold fake visas, who were given fake permanent residencies, who were even given fake jobs. Nigerians sold fake jobs to other Nigerians in Dubai. The same thing happened in the UK. Some so-called agencies convinced some Nigerians, come to the UK, we have healthcare work for you. They got there and they found out that nothing, absolutely nothing. The agency had done nothing for them, but they were Nigerians. This can happen to anybody. It could be Chinese doing this to Chinese. But as a Nigerian, from what you have heard from your friends and families who have traveled abroad, who are still abroad, how would you rate their support system? If somebody has a child abroad, your sister has a child, do the Nigerians over there come and say, because maybe your mother cannot travel over here to Canada, let us stay with you like we would have done at home? If the husband loses his job, do his friends in Canada come and say, how far now? We say this thing don't happen like this, so you know it there, we go pay these school fees. That's something we go sort them out. No, just day. Don't worry, we go look for a job.
Like stroke. On 92.3 Nigeriainfo.
017-923-0002, 0817923-0003. At Nigeriainfo PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. At Nigeriainfo PH is where you'll find us on Facebook and on X, right? WhatsApp and Telegram. You use the number 0809-030-6416, 0809-030-6416. As always, please do well, turn down the volume of your radio sets, refrain from making derogatory or defamatory comments, right? Please. And if you didn't hear or see, make no mention of it. But very importantly, keep your conversations civil. We have Justice on the line from Momojoga. Justice, good morning to you.
Hello, my friend Jude. Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome, please.
Yes. I'm calling you from Momojoga community this morning.
Go on.
Jude, before I go ahead on the situation on ground, I want to let you know of what you are passing through currently in Momojoga. For me to make this call, I have to go to LLA to make this call. The two marks, MTN and Glow Network in Momojoga, are not working. It is affecting business. It is affecting means of livelihood in Omujoga. Just take in this 21st century, we are cut off from telecommunication, no means of making calls. How do we make the money if you cannot make calls? Economy are crippled in Omujoga. Please call on Golo and MTN to come and help us.
Oh, that's a serious issue, and I'm very sure they are already aware. Those kind of things don't happen in isolation. They probably know what's going on, and they're probably working towards it. But obviously, questions and comments will be made across to them. All right. Thank you very much, Justice.
Hello, Jude.
Yes, I heard you, Justice. Thank you. Hello.
Your line is breaking.
Justice, did you hear me? I said thank you very much. Thank you. All right. All right. So network challenges, we've experienced that for a while. Some places I've had, even close to my house, we didn't have signals for about an hour or so. I'm very sure they are up and running about it. Hopefully it's not another case of vandalism, but questions will be asked. We'll find out what's going on in that area. But our focus this morning, ladies and gentlemen, and for those of you who are just joining us, is the support systems abroad, particularly for Nigerians. All right, if you're listening to me and you're a Ghanaian, how would you rate the support system of Ghanaians in the UK? There's a very healthy presence of Ghanaians in the UK. The same thing can be said for Jamaicans in the UK. In fact, the presence in the Caribbeans, the island nations, very strong presence in the United Kingdom and parts of Europe, particularly in the UK. Now, the question is, when you are there, for whatever reason, those of you who have traveled, either for school, for business, did you feel that you could readily reach a colleague, a friend, or just someone who is from your area? How would you rate Nigerian support of Nigerians outside Nigeria? All right, Joel on WhatsApp says that, Jude, I remember that story of the Dubai scam some years ago. It was very painful. People had spent all of their life savings to get there, only to be scammed by their own countrymen. But the truth is, it's everywhere. It's not just a Nigerian thing. There are some good Nigerians and there are some bad Nigerians. Take it from me, I think Nigerians are very supportive, apart from the federal government that does somehow sometimes. But I believe that Nigerians, if they find a Nigerian anywhere on this planet, are more likely to help than not. Joel says, are more likely to help than not. All right, we'll go on a quick break, read more of the comments. Phone lines are buzzing. Please do bear with us. We'll be back from the commercial very shortly, just about 3 minutes and 37 seconds. We'll get back to you, and I'll go to Facebook and to X at Nigeriainfo PH. At Nigeriainfo PH is where you find us on Facebook and X right after this break. Good morning. abroad. It's a basic way. Now, what that means is, if you as a Nigerian were to go to, I don't know, Kazakhstan, or Estonia, for example, or you go to one of the more popular destinations, both for tourism and for immigration, the UK, right? If you were to get to any of these places, all right, and as you land, all right, you giving your papers, maybe you had enough money to even rent an apartment, all right, and you stay there. Do you experience the support system that many Nigerians have fabled about Nigerians abroad? There are stories of Nigerians who have housed other Nigerians, either through, connections. Like say you have, Wepawanu, for example, in the UK, and you are traveling abroad, or you're going to relocate, and then your father says, that's true, we have a Wepawanu association in London. You know what? I will call them and tell them that my son is coming over, and when he comes over, you will reach them, and they will help you, they will support you, and make sure that your stay is a bit more comfortable. You see, what we're talking about used to be very prevalent in this country in the 70s and 80s. For real. I know lots of you are listening, probably much too young to know this, but there was a time in this country when people would leave the village, right, and they'll go to the cities. They'll go to Aba, they'll come to Port Harcourt, they'll go to Benin, they'll go to Lagos, Abakili, Calabar, all right, from the villages, all the villages around. And then when they were going, they would take letters. They would take letters from their mommies or their daddies, from the village council, whoever it is that they could, as it were, speak to, and who was ready to vouch for them. And that letter would say that when you get to Lagos, when you get to Port Harcourt, there's an address. That address houses so and so person. Maybe it's Chief so and so, or maybe the messenger for the state governor, or maybe somebody who works at the postal services, the Nigerian postal services back in those days. You will take that letter to that man who is from your village. They will say, this person that has this letter, now our Peking, please, whatever you can do to make his stay a bit more comfortable, do so. Sometimes, and I remember my mom telling me this story, sometimes they would even put some naira notes. Those days, it was 1 naira. They could put as much as 20 naira. 1 naira. Those days, they put 1 naira, and then they will tie it and say, please, help our brother if he's to rent a house or get him a job. In this country, people leaving the village, coming to the city. But now Nigerians have exploded, the most populous black nation on the planet. They are everywhere. If someone has even jested, that there have been quotes like, if you go to a particular country and you don't find a Nigerian, that means that place is not hospitable. Well, I don't know if I would believe that, but the point is, Nigerians travel so much so, some Nigerians have found their way to Japan or Nippon. They found their way there. They not only went there to do business or get educated, they married. They married Japanese, they married Chinese, they married Dutch, they married Kazakhstanis. Look, there's nowhere that I know of the 200 plus nations that a Nigerian has not married somebody there. So now that is clear and established. When you travel, or when your friends have traveled, did they tell you that they found support in the midst of other Nigerians? Let's have a conversation.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeriainfo FM. Nigeriainfo, let's talk. On 92.3 Nigeria Info.
017-923-0007 08179230007 08179230002. Walter is on the line from Rukbaku. Walter, good morning, please.
Good morning, my good brother Jude.
Good morning, welcome.
Maybe I don't know if your parents told you or you experienced all this. I know this thing you are talking happened 70s, 80s. Are you getting me?
Yes, please. My mother actually told me.
Yes, 70s, 80s. By today, such things cannot happen. Because you don't know who you are bringing to, maybe you reside in abroad, you are acquainted with the lifestyle of the person, or somebody recommending you to meet so person abroad. And to let me ask, those things who are internet fraudsters and all these Yahoo. I think that's one of the things they go abroad to learn. But today, all these things are in Nigeria. Why should they travel? They don't travel. You don't need to travel again. Everything you need is here in Nigeria. Jude.
Interesting.
Last week, I went somewhere, you know. So I was coming back. I saw small kids of 17, 18. I saw them moving. I asked somebody, who are these? They said, they are students of this university. I said, what? There's no control in that university. the lady told me, okay, you never see something. Come here around 10 in the night. There is a popular bar if you're going by the right after St. John's. I don't know if you know that place.
I do know the place, actually.
My brother. It was a mess. We think that these children are going, they don't go to school. They go and learn all these things. Okay. Then why do you recommend somebody maybe harbor my person abroad? For what? You'll be disgraced at the end of the day.
So you're saying so our brothers and cousins who are in the US now, if Walter, you're sending your child abroad now, your child doesn't have a chance of going to stay with somebody there for a few weeks or months.
My brother, I doubt if that person will, because they hear everything that happens here. They are aware.
Okay, all right. Well, what a pessimistic. Doesn't think that they are supportive as they used to be in the 70s and 80s. Like I said, the story I wrote out to you was shared with me by my own mother. All right. On WhatsApp, let's get to read more messages before we get back to the phone lines. All right. Now, one of the hard lessons I learned is that a support system is not the wish you well. It took me a while to learn it because I was under the delusion that I was obligated to carry certain people along, open doors for them, give them a platform purely because they are Nigerian, not knowing that I was just doing myself. Funny enough, I thought about it earlier this morning and I was just laughing at myself. My husband and I are fortunate to live well in both London and Abuja. To stay fortunate and to stay alive, we have learned that someone that has your skin color and speaks your dialect may not wish you well. And if they hate you, they can pull you down to their level faster and even more painfully than even a group of white men can. Anonymous. Mina is on the line from Okrika. Mina, good morning to you. Welcome to Hello Port Harcourt.
Hello.
Hello, good morning, Mina. Oh dear. Apologies, Mina. This one here says, good morning. I believe that you only attract what you need for yourself. Unfortunately, most Nigerians attract drama because whenever they are around, bad things just happen to them. They're falling victims. I'm not talking about those who go and become victims of racism. I mean, they fall victims to their own. My brother, everybody, stay your lane. So what exactly is this camaraderie that we talk about? If because of the shouts and clamor, the federal government had to create the Ministry of Diaspora Affairs. You know that now, headed by Abike Dabiri. So where is the support system that you have clamored for that you're not willing to be part of? Okonkwo is on the line from Rumokuta. Okonkwo, good morning, please.
Good morning, Brother Jude.
Good morning.
Happy New Tuesday from the Almighty God.
I wish you the same, please.
Our Nigerians in other countries are 110% good at that.
Oh, okay.
Helping the Nigerians whenever they come to the country where they are. My first experience to Niger as a country, we got to there. It was as if we were stranded. Luckily, we saw a Nigerian. And he told us we should relax our mind. And I was totally grateful because he did not ask whether you are from Igbo, Hausa, or Yoruba. We only introduced ourselves as Nigerians. He took us to one hotel called Jan Cruzo. At that time, that was the highest hotel in Niger. As we got to that place, he met the people serving. The hotel attendants. They took care of us for the few days that we stayed there. Because we went there to buy some goods to bring to Nigeria. They took proper care of us. I mean, the Nigerians there. Until we came back. Then, later, they also took us to different places and introduced all the nooks and crannies of that country, even to Niamey, the capital. So after knowing the whole place, but later, as our businesses continue, we are going our own and coming back on our own. So our people are perfectly good on that. Even in River State here, he said we have this estate on Hanese.
Okay.
The reason of the formation of that group is to help Igbo people that come to this place. And they have been perfectly doing well on that. Even to establish businesses for some of them that don't have money to start their businesses. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Zion is on the line from GRA, and we'll get to read more messages. Good morning to you, Zion.
Thank you for this discourse. When you said it's your mom that told you the stories that promulgated this discourse, I said no wonder. Dude, that kind of support system was what made us Africans. It was what that made us people. It was what that made us human beings. You hear these words. Because the support we give to ourselves, respective, as long as you have identified as a Nigerian, you are covered. You are covered. Job opportunities. In fact, it was even more of your skill, your technical know-how. But hey, you don't get it. You know what you get now? You must belong to a cartel or a cultic group.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so why do you think cultism is spreading everywhere? It is the brotherhood. How do you think? See, a lot of young people is seeing young guys and girls in Port Harcourt to cult group. Because of what? To gain contract from a multinational. To get appointment from... These are the truths they will not tell you now. We lost it. Growing up as a child, I saw my father accommodating strangers who are stranded on their way to whatever location. They will even for them to eat. Have you people eating? What will you eat? Give them water. The next morning they feel refreshed. They continue their journey. But we are not doing it today. Before I leave the floor, sir, South Africa, who delivers South Africa? Money from Nigeria were contributed. My father was one of those people they gave this money to go and deliver South Africa. Today, can we do that? Before I close, look at the words of... I'll call you later.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. Victor is on the line from Rupoko. Victor, good morning to you, please.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I want to say that Nigeria, we are good at helping people. Yes. I remember one time because I was born and raised in Benin, so you know Benin normal level. Everybody wants to travel abroad to the route. So one day, me and my friend, we were traveling. So as a big guy, I have some dollar which I hide inside my jacket.
So by the time we get to the jail, said that we should give money, let you go and change for us. But he said after here, there's no way we can change money. So I gave you $100. The other guy gave $100. So from there, that guy left us there. We don't know how to speak French. We don't know how to speak. We don't know how to communicate with these people. So we were stranded. Lo and behold, I now saw one Nigerian guy, an Igbo guy. I went to the guy, told the guy, I said, see what happened. Some guy, the guy who came with me, just drop us, take our money and run away. The guy said, what? But we do have money. I said, yes, I have money, but I don't want to continue again. I want to go back to Nigeria. He said, okay. The guy asked me to bring the money. I bring the money. I gave the guy. The guy went and changed the money back to the dollar. He changed it back to Nigeria currency.
Yeah, no.
And he put us on a car.
Yeah.
The vehicle that he was coming back to Nigeria.
Victor. Hello, Victor. Hello, Victor. Oh, dear me. Victor, hello.
Hey, Jude.
Yeah, okay, good. We have you back. Yes, good morning, Victor. Go on, please.
Yeah, so the Nigerian guy now put us in a car that was coming back to Nigeria. That's how we come back to Nigeria. And the guy treated us very well, gave us place to date, feed us that money before he allowed, because the car has to come back in the night. He waited at night when the car was boarding back. So that's how we came back to Nigeria.
Oh, wow.
So Nigeria, they are very good at helping outside Nigeria.
Okay, outside Nigeria. Victor, thank you very much for sharing your story. That can be a very frightening experience. You know, you're in transit and someone tricks you, obtains your money by fraudulent means. You know, it can be a very, pathetic situation to be, because you are basically at the mercy of whomever it is that comes across your way. There are so many stories like this, and I would love to hear a few more, but we have to go back once again to the larger picture. There are going to be those who will tell you, no, Nigerians are not very supportive. The support system is not as good as it ought to be. And then there are some who will tell you, oh yes, Nigerians are. Now, whether or not you are in any of these camps, right, we need you to express why you think the overall picture is changing, because that's the impression we get. It seems that, in the 80s and maybe parts of the 90s, you were expected to help a Nigerian anywhere you find a Nigerian. The stories abound of people who were in transit, who were traveling. They got to Munich airport or Frankfurt or something, and they saw another black person, and they go, let me say hi to this person. And say, you are Nigerian. Where you are? And then these two spark a friendship, a bond. They support each other. But welcome to the 21st century, and there seems to be a bit of skepticism on these support groups. 08179230002, 08179230003, 08179230002, 08179230003. All right, at Nigeriainfo PH, at Nigeriainfo PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X, at Nigeriainfo PH, at Nigeriainfo PH. All right, let's quickly get to read this message. This one here is from Ken. Ken says, Jude, good morning. I think some countries have it better than others. What I mean is, there are some countries Nigerians find themselves in. They are more helpful and accommodating. For example, if a Nigerian meets another Nigerian, say in Ghana, the likelihood of them supporting each other is high. After all, they're in a similar like country, and they probably will be able to understand the language and even tell the inner secrets one to another. But for places like the UK, Jude, I can bet you any money you are willing to place that Nigerians in the UK are not supportive of each other. And that's because the system over there makes sure or encourage people to be self-reliant. Nobody pays for anybody, does anything for anybody for free. Ken says. Daniel is on the line from Imo Gate. Daniel, good morning to you.
Good morning, my brother Jude.
Good morning, please. Welcome.
Chinke Daniel Imo Gate Oswako.
Welcome, please.
You are asking because it's like a kind of shift from what it used to be in the 70s and 80s. Our value system today is the issue because everybody now wants it now. You know, get rich quick syndrome. This is the issue. It's not that people cannot help the other person. You can imagine a society where this internet fraudster, popularly known as Yahoo Boys, here in Nigeria, we don't see it as crime. When they want to help you, they say, "Oh, Yahoo Boy," and the person you are about to help, unlike before, that person, because our value system that time is you can grow gradually, but today, even that person that is helping you, if you can eliminate him and then rise up, so that immediately you come back to Nigeria, you start trading money. I think that is the issue. That is what has really changed. Chinke Daniel Imo Gate.
All right, thank you very much, Daniel from Imo Gate. Value system shift. It does make sense. It really does. 017-923-0002, 0817973-0003, 0817923-0002, 0817923-0003. All right, at Nigeriainfo PH, at Nigeriainfo PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. At Nigeriainfo PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. I think I can take one more call before I step out of the studio for now, because we have the news coming through at 10 a.m. and then a little bit of a story time. Yes. All right. Justice, thank you very much. We've seen Justice's message complaining about the infrastructure, talking about telecoms unable to work and communicate in his area of Umudioga. Thank you very much, Justice. Let's move on. Good morning. It is not the system that causes certain things. Certain situations just bring out or magnify a person's true nature or value system. Labour or Conservative government or bills are not the reason why a person I put on my platform in the UK will actively plan with other people to bring me down because they say, she's doing too much, her voice is too loud, her light is too bright. Interesting. Calvin here says, Jude, UK is not a joke to anybody. Ask people, when you get to that country, or more, you go reset. Nobody get your time. If you spend any week with anybody, by the time you spend a day extra, they will tell you to bring money for light. Nobody has your time in the UK. If either you are in need, please bring your own help as well. There are people who support you, but they will not go the whole mile like we do here in Nigeria, Kelvin is saying. Finally, before I leave, because I have just a minute before I leave this conversation, I like to ask this question for those of you in the diaspora. When your wives, your sisters and your cousins do give birth, I know you have some of the very best health facilities there is to offer for mankind, but do you have your friends and family, or do you have, particularly your friends, do you have a support system that could come, help carry your wife to and fro the hospital, stay with your wife, even help bathe the baby with your wife after she's left the hospital, help her prepare meals, or if need be, even camp in your house to make sure the burden of raising the child for the first few weeks is not so much on her. UK, Canadians, Americans, Germans, the Dutch, please do send me a message, particularly if you are a Nigerian in these countries.